So have you been looking for a brand new home on the west side of LA County, maybe not too far from the beach, near the South Bay, the Beach Cities area? Well, you know that it's really hard to find new construction that's affordable in this whole area. There have been a couple of communities, maybe down in San Pedro. They're pretty much sold out, so there's not a lot coming available. However, today I want to show you a new community from KB Homes that is in Carson. These are not townhomes. Seriously, these are single-family detached homes with a private courtyard. So I wanted to show you these homes because I think you may be interested in what this community has to offer. I am Steve Enchin, your Southern California new construction home expert, and every week I talk to folks just like you about the right way to buy a new construction home. I help them make the process as smooth and convenient as possible, always trying to negotiate a great deal. So my contact information is up on the screen. If you do have questions, remember to reach out directly, call, text, or email. You can also comment below. And just a few items before we get started with our tour, I wanted to go through, first of all, the model that we're in is 1,844 square feet. This is the smallest. There's one a little bit bigger that's 2,014 square feet, and then one a little bit bigger than that, 2,092 square feet. This home is 3 bedrooms, 2.5 baths, and it has a loft. The other two have 4 bedrooms and 3 baths with a loft. And the 4th bedroom is on the main floor. So if you have someone in your family who doesn't do stairs, then this is a great option because there'll be an extra bedroom for them with a full bath on the main floor. Also, remember, stay with me to the end because that's when we talk about incentives from the buyer. But HOA, $272 a month. I'm going to be honest with you. I think that's a little bit high. There's nothing here. Like there's no gate. There's no park. There is a little tot lot. There is a little bit of common area landscaping, but honestly, $272 I think is a little bit high. The property tax rate is 1.37%, including your base rate plus a very small assessment. Real convenient schools. So Carson High, you can walk. Well, your kids can walk, or a quick bike ride over there. There's also Carson Street Elementary and Andrew Carnegie Middle School that are not too far away. So these homes, I think you're looking for the price, right? These homes are starting from the mid 900s. So about $940, $950 will get you into this model, depending on the location and any designer upgrades that you choose. So that's a really good price. Consider like just a few minutes away in Torrance, you're looking at over $1 million for a much older, much smaller, single-story kind of California beach bungalow. So to get a brand new, much larger home in a brand new community for about the same price or less is actually pretty good. All right, so we've covered the basics. Remember to stay until the end, and then I'll talk about some of the incentives. And for now, let's get started with our tour. Okay, so as we get started with our tour, we have our entrance leading upstairs, which I will show you in a little bit. We have the guest quarter bath down here, and then this handy little storage area that they put under the stairs. You know, got suitcases, holiday decor. That's a good spot for it. And we have a little hallway, and we come into the great room or family room. This is a really good size. There you can see a peek of the courtyard, which I'll show you here shortly. Yeah, it's a really good size family room. Not a whole lot of furniture that they put in here, but you could probably get a nice good size sectional sofa. And then you got your credenza and TV. And we're gonna spin around and start looking at, well, first the dining area. So you can get, a decent sized table in here for a family or for 2. Got a kitchen island. And like I said, it's a pretty good sized kitchen. Lots of cabinets. Now, this model is done with white cabinets. If you don't like white cabinets, no problem. We go to the design center, we choose something else. This is a quartz material. So, if you don't like this, again, we can choose something else. That's the beauty of new construction homes. Same thing here with the backsplash. Now, this is a electric community. So unfortunately, no gas, but the appliances are pretty nice. These are Samsung appliances. Got a good sized farmhouse sink. There's your dishwasher. And another view of the family room. Now here is the entrance to the garage. I'm going to show you the garage, and then we'll talk about the location of the entrance. So easy, 2 cars in here. There's your solar control. And actually, let's go in and look at the water heater, which is back in here. So your water heater is tucked up out of the way, so you have lots of space to be able to park 2 cars in here. And let's head back on in. Now, personally, I'm not sure I like the garage door leading directly into the dining room and the kitchen, but maybe that's just my personal preference, because for me, I'd rather have it somewhere over here. But you may feel that you want easy access to the kitchen with groceries and that kind of thing. So I guess it's a personal preference. Now let's head out to the courtyard. Again, single family detached. That means you get land. So this has been done up as a courtyard. Your home will be delivered to you with just dirt, and then you can do anything you want with it. So you can do this, or you can do something different. There's a side yard, and I'll just sort of spin around here to show you the rest. Now, we had our little famous Carson, California peacock wandering around in here before, but unfortunately, he is now gone. I thought we'd have a mascot for today's video, but okay. So, another quick look before we head on upstairs and take a quick break while I go on up and show you the upstairs bedrooms. So what do you think of this home so far? Does this look like a home that might work for you? Perhaps a location that might work for you? Remember, this is real important with new construction homes. I mention this in all my videos because it is important. You need to be represented to make sure that somebody is looking out for your interests, helping you with the contracts, financing, negotiations. So if you are interested, please remember, contact information is up on the screen. So you do need to please give me a call. We can make an appointment. I'll bring you out here and show you the models and make sure that your interests and rights are protected. And when you buy a new construction home, remember, those services are available to you at no cost to you as a home buyer. So if you're not really into this location or this home for whatever reason, don't worry, because as Southern California's new construction home expert, I have access to all of the new home communities, models, and builders in the entire area. So if this is not going to work for you, I know that we can find you something that will. So our tour is not over yet. We have a little bit more to see, so let's keep going. Now, continuing the tour, we are now upstairs. Remember I mentioned there is a loft. It's actually a pretty good size loft. I'm going to walk around, you can see it from the other angle. They've made pretty good use of the space here. It's only 1,800 square feet, but you got a second, living room up here, or study area for the kids, play area. That leads on into the primary bedroom. Lots of space in here. This is, I think, a king bed for sure. So they've made it a very generous space. You have more than this closet, but we're gonna look, I think this is probably the him and her closet. This is the him closet. And this is probably the her closet. And then we come into, this is the primary bathroom. Nice corner windows, nice and bright in here. You got a tub and a shower. Now, right off the loft, you have the other bathroom. This is similar material that we have downstairs in the kitchen. Again, you don't like these white cabinets or this material or this backsplash. We just change it in the design center. And then you have your tub shower combination here. And then we have our 2 other bedrooms. And then finally bedroom number 3. And these are decent sized guest bedrooms. This looks like a double bed. You can easily get a queen bed in here. So plenty of space. And now this is an option, but I wanted to point it out. We have the LVP luxury vinyl plank flooring that's done throughout. So you can, the actual home will come by default with carpet in the bedroom, if that's what you prefer, or we can go to the design center and get you set up with this nice vinyl plank flooring that's throughout. So as we go back downstairs, lots of windows, so really light and bright in here. One more look at the downstairs. So this is what 1,844 square feet will get you. $950,000. Compare that, if we're 10, 15 minutes west of here, compare that to $1 million or more for maybe 1,400 square feet. And it's old. This is brand new. So I hope you like the tour of this home. I think it's a really neat home considering that it's brand new. You can customize it the way you want with the flooring that you like, the countertops, backsplashes. So there's a lot that you can do to make this home your own and get into it for less money potentially than what you would be paying if you got a resale home, even just, a few minutes west of here, especially in Torrance or anywhere else in the South Bay and Beach cities. So remember, we're going to talk about incentives. So right now at this community, the builder, through the builder's lender, is offering $10,000 towards closing costs if you do your financing through the builder's lender. I, of course, will try to negotiate something for you depending on how sales are going here, either try to get you a better price or get you a little bit more money for closing costs or possibly a rate buy down. So remember, contact information is up on the screen. Reach out, let me know if you have any questions. If you'd like to make an appointment to come and see this community, like I mentioned earlier, please give me a call. Don't go directly to the sales center because once you do that, the builder owns you and everything has to be done through them, and you lose the opportunity to be represented and having anybody looking out for your interests, whether it's negotiating, whether it's doing inspections, walkthroughs, your time at the design center, selecting stuff, and financing, looking at different financing options. So that's real important. And when you buy a new construction home, those services are available from me at no cost to you. So you have nothing to lose by giving me a call and getting an appointment to come look at these homes. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we will see you on the next video.